The fuck has this week become?
What the fuck, Big Brother 27? Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Cup. The Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come here first to quench your thirst. And dear God, if you're thirsty today, you had a lovely weekend to get as dehydrated as possible, because there is a lot of tea coming out of this weekend of Big Brother. I am Brook, and welcome to yet another Manic Monday. It is a lovely time to be here. I'm Brook, and I'm passionate about pop culture. Currently, I am drinking a ginger ale because Wendy's has Coke Freestyle, and I love them for that. But if I hadn't already been to Wendy's, I would be drinking something out of my cup mug. Cup mug.
The cup mug's in the dishwasher, so we're gonna pretend this is a cup mug.
You can get 4 out of 5 of these cups at launagcreations.etsy.com.
Actually, you can't get any of these at launagcreations.etsy.com.
You can get Boom Cup logo
right
at launagcreations.etsy.com.
It's upside down. We're not selling this.
Honestly, the upside down is my energy.
Esme, I thought you
fine.
had whiteout on that at first, and you just like Sharpied a cup. I didn't realize it was
I
paper.
swear to God.
Yeah, Cup Mug 1.0, no longer in service. This is a collector's item now. Collector's item. But 2.0 with the logos on this side and this side can be found at launagcreations.etsy.com. The link is in the description down below and will be on the banner taking shortly. We do ship here domestically in North America, and we also ship internationally. So there are no excuses unless you're in Brazil. We're trying so hard.
It's customs. Blame customs. We're desperately doing our best. But hi everyone, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay, and oh dear God, I am drinking, and I forgot to open it right before we started, a Ghost energy drink. I'm not addicted whatsoever.
Lovely ASMR moment.
Thank you. I do my best. It's cherry limeade today because it's my favorite flavor, because I've had a bad day. And what better way to make my day better than to get on here and bitch about people in a house that I don't know?
Because you had a bad day.
You had a bad day. You had a bad day. You had a bad day. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, we used it just long enough so we don't get copyright.
Well, no, I didn't even sing the song right.
No, correct.
You just muttering. You just repeating a phrase.
Muttering and repetition. So what happened?
And I'm singing just badly enough to where they can't copyright claim us. It's fine.
Intentionally off-key singing is my fave.
Yep. I am Brandon, professional fangirl of Console Dragon video games. As always, drinking water with my Stanley. Yes, I'm still enjoying my lead, and I hope this lead actually works this time because of this week.
Oh, geez, no.
Not
condone lead poisoning at the Cup TV. Thank you.
Not literally, just figuratively.
Sure.
But yeah, that's how it's going. So.
Well, hello guys. It's your favorite black queer cunt creator, KaMorian, aka Sparkling Alien. I am drinking water right now. I'm actually seeing by my face. You know, it's been a crazy day. Actually, a crazy couple of days in the Big Brother house. A virus has been transmitted to the house. Apparently,
A stupidity virus.
Yes, stupidity virus. Clownery and foolery.
BB delusion.
Convince yourself. I'm Esme, your local ex-brother covering this season of Big Brother, and I'm not drinking anything because I don't want to get anywhere near what the Big Brother house is drinking. So I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my body, mind, and soul. Thank you.
See, I trusted Wendy's because they were a Big Brother Canada sponsor, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm drinking out from the
It just means you're gonna get canceled, Brook.
House.
Oh no, Brook's gonna get canceled.
The show's dead, y'all. It ain't coming back.
Well, I'm drinking a Ghost.
Just like Big Brother Canada.
Yay!
But we're not talking about Big Brother Canada. We're talking about Big Brother US.
Do we have to?
Oh, I want to. I am very hyped to talk about Big Brother US today. Because
I am as well.
Do you want to? Sure. Woo! Woo! Woo!
To see consistently I believe, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, out of the 17 people that are playing Big Brother this season, I do believe that 13 of them are playing below average Big Brother games. And I think one of the other 4 is playing an average Big Brother game.
Should we rate today? Is that what we want to do on Manic Monday today? Do we want to do ratings today? Tier list? Is it tier list on Manic Monday today?
Oh, it's tier list on Manic Monday. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay, period.
Hashtag first. We do have a little bit of stuff to unpack from the Sunday episode. In my opinion, one of the best Sunday episodes we've had in a long time. I was wildly entertained.
Yes.
This got me excited for this week.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this week has been a mess and a half.
Yes.
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 We're going to talk about that Sunday episode. But before we do, that first, thank you very much. You forgot the hashtag, Logan.
Whatever.
But beside the point. But first, make sure to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. We are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers across all of our channels this year. So if you haven't already done it and you're here, we would love to have you aboard the Big Brother train. We are covering Big Brother 4 days a week this season because we're what? Masochists. And you can tune in every Monday with me for Manic Monday. You can tune in Wednesdays with Jack for Waffle Wednesdays, Thursdays with Logan for the live evictions, and Saturdays for Live Feed Unlocked with Lana. And if you don't get the joke, it's because Korea and America are doing Unlocked, so we're doing Unlocked. It's clever.
Yeah.
Go check out Saturday's episode where Jack and Lana unlocked the unlocking of the unlocked, where they unlocked a whole lot of unlocking right after the mess that we're going to talk about today that we saw on Sunday's episode, and all of it unfolded. So Shaka Khan. They had a delightful time on that Saturday recap as it was all unfolding. They had a good old time, gal. It was great.
So yeah, speaking of good old time, that Sunday episode. Oh my lord. So coming off the heels of this last live eviction, we did see Adrian go home. I will say, unfortunately, because I think out of the people that were up, I would have preferred Kelly going home. But, I feel bad for Adrian because I legitimately do not think he did a damn thing wrong.
No.
He seems like a sweetheart. Seems like a lovely boy. Yeah. I just don't think he was ever really in the best position in the game, and voting against the house week 1 on purpose was probably not the best decision overall.
Yeah.
This just wasn't the Big Brother house for him, unfortunately. I think that's just what it comes down to.
Last season he would have done better.
Oh yeah.
Any other season he would have done better. As a super fan, I'm glad he got to be there. I do wish his experience was longer.
Something we need to do, that's something I've been wanting to do for a while, fantasy cast video for Big Brother's Second Chances. Yeah. And make it everybody that's on that cast is a pre-juror for maximum chaos. Because I think Adrian will be a lovely person to come back for a cast like that. I
agree.
But besides the point, Adrian is out the house.
Winning.
Who? Jody? Absolutely. Winning. Jody Rollins is winning this season. I fully agree. Well, I don't know.
Joey's winning.
Girl, she's getting voted out week 2, and you know it.
Jody and Joey final 2.
Period.
So we're out of week 3. We're in week 4, and a lot of people are trying to figure everything out. There's a little bit of a debate as to who didn't vote for Adrian to stay. We're seeing a little bit of that interplay going on. We know that Vince and Zach voted to keep Will over Adrian, but their alliance is thinking maybe Keanu voted to keep Will instead of Adrian. But Zach and Vince are very much open about the fact, no, we voted to keep Will. And at least to the other side of the house. We don't know how much that got back to the side of the house that was trying to keep Adrian. I will tell you right now, in about 2.5 months, when Zach is walking out of this house with $750,000, don't be shocked.
In 2.5 months, when Vince is walking out of this house with $750,000, don't be shocked.
When it's a Vince and Zach final 2, don't be shocked.
With Morgan in 3rd place, a la BB25, don't be shocked.
And again, I'm not trying to shit on any of them, quite frankly. Because I think out of the people in this house, I think the 4 people that are playing above average to average games are Zach, Vince, Ava, and Rachel.
Yeah.
And I would say Ashley is close, personally. And I know I may have people disagreeing with me on that, but just based on what we're seeing, because it seems like some of the houses clocked Vince's tea. Not a lot of people have clocked Zach's tea yet, which is why I'm a little bit more on the side that maybe Zach has a better shot. But
I think the same number of people have clocked Zach's tea and Vince's tea. It's just different groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
And those groups of people are not talking to each other. That's what's so interesting about this house. That's what's so interesting about this house is that like you've got like the Kelly and the Keanu who are like working with Zach and have clocked Zach's tea, but are wanting to work with him and keep him on side because they see the threat. And obviously Kelly and Keanu are not in any position to really like, they really don't have any gravitas or any kind of leverage in the house. So they're going to grapple onto anyone that they can at this point. So yes, the person to grab onto at this point is Zach because they've clocked his tea and they know what game he's playing. They don't, for some reason, Keanu, despite having all of the information in this house via Rachel Riley, for some reason, I still don't get it, but okay, still has not clocked Vince's tea. And that's a whole conversation for another day and a deep dive at this point. But it's so interesting because they are the ones that are clocking Zach's tea at this point. And then you've got this other side where it's basically all the girls are like, oh yeah, no, Vince needs to go, Vince needs to go, Vince needs to go. But these two sides are never going to talk to each other. And these boys are so perfectly in the middle right now. And I'm like, no, damn it, no.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything but respect the fact that these two boys are playing a phenomenal game right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted.
You're muted, Brook.
We can't hear you.
I think one of them is playing a phenomenal game. I think one of them is one conversation away from going home.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But when it comes to where we're at right now, I think the season is in a situation where a lot of people are just not playing at the level they need to be playing, and everybody is playing messy as fuck. Cue the head of household competition.
Woo, baby!
Oh, honey.
That was
a lot of speculation this week. This was going to be an endurance comp because they closed down the backyard pretty early. However, we were wrong. Not an endurance comp.
Just the balance beam.
Just the balance beam with a side twist of new rule from maybe 26. So I'm not mad at it. I think this is a cute, fun way to twist this competition and make it a little bit more interesting than like Cedric scampering over a balance beam and just
young Cedric.
We love Cedric.
Second chances.
Shout out to young another one. Great for second chances.
Yes, please.
Cedric is a little booked and blessed on MTV at the moment.
Oh, I know, but
rooting for you, Cedric. Challenge. Rooting for you. I'm challenged, Cedric.
Good for you, young Cedric. Good luck, baby. I will not be watching, but good luck, young Cedric.
We only watch the challenge if Devon is on.
I have never watched
challenge if Devon is on.
I have never watched the challenge.
Okay, I'm excited for young Cedric and America and Blue, but there's one casting choice. Yes, but there's one casting choice on there that means I will not be watching. But good luck for you all. I will not be watching.
R.I.P. Johnny Bananas.
Anyway,
there's somebody else too. There's somebody else too that I don't want to watch.
Oh no, I don't care about Johnny. I'd watch for Johnny. Johnny's entertaining. There's one casting choice that means I will not be watching. She knows who she is.
Karma.
She should not be there.
B word. I know.
I used to love her, and it makes me so mad. Besides,
no, it ain't even her. It ain't even her.
Who's on the cast for 41 then?
It's the woman who served in that army that shouldn't be there.
Oh, I forgot she was on the cast. Oh, shit.
Because she's forgettable. Anyway, this lovely balance beam comp with a twist. I love this. Yeah. I loved this.
I love this a lot too. So if you watched Big Brother 26, you remember the new rule competition. It was the week 1 HOH that Angela won with the slidey discs and the things. And instead of it being the slidey comp, it was new rule styled with the balance beam competition. this is great. I love it.
Phenomenal.
This is so great because I think New Rule was one of the best ideas for a competition they've had in a long time. So seeing them take that concept and apply it to other competitions, fully in love.
Because it
New
kind of
Rule,
exposes where you are in a house and your standings and who you want to keep around in the competition. As
And
we saw with
that's
one
it.
person with getting excluded in this HOH competition, where in the first round they had to come up into groups of 4, and one person couldn't find a group.
Miss Jorgensen.
R.I.P. Kelly, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Jorgensen. And like with this competition last year, we saw that the 2 people who were in a group, which I believe were Mackenzie and Tucker,
I think so.
yeah, didn't even get to compete in the HOH. Instead, it was Kelly, you're not in a group. I'm so sorry, but you do get to automatically compete in round 2.
I think they had to rectify that this time because of what happened with because for damn sure Mackenzie and Tucker went into that DR after that competition and said, now what the hell do you mean? Because nobody picked me, I don't get to compete? That's bullshit.
Mackenzie did. I guarantee you Tucker probably didn't give a fuck.
Well, okay, I guarantee Mackenzie went up in there with her white Karen ass ways and said, what do you mean?
Yes.
Okay, Mackenzie Karen. Beside the point. So we go into the competition. Each team in round 1 will pick a representative, and the team who presses all the buttons and makes it back to the starting platform first gets to eliminate 2 members from each of the 2 losing teams off the rip.
Ooh.
This is crazy and gaggy. So we start with Morgan goes first.
Zach.
Sorry. Riley goes first. Who was what?
No, it was Zach. It was Zach.
Thank you. Zach goes first.
So none of the people Brooke just mentioned went
Correct. My apologies.
Yes.
So Zach goes first. Sets a decent time. It's pretty solid and better than I could do on the balance beam. I'll tell you that much for sure.
Correct.
Then Morgan comes out, blows his time out of the water by a solid 10 seconds. And then Keanu goes on the course.
Oh, Jesus.
And he beats Morgan by less than a second. But I will say, and this is just me personally, I think the edit might have done him a few favors here.
I agree.
Now, again, we knew that Big Brother wants to keep Keanu around as long as possible for maximum chaos and maximum drama.
Correct.
Correct.
However, the edit here really, it showed he was at this little carousel horse at 2150, right? He had to get to the starting platform by 2287 or something like that, 2270 something. And then he suddenly pressed the button at exactly 22 seconds. I don't know about that. But
my thing is they could have edited it in a different way, that it was to make it seem like he was further away than he actually was, and they could have been doing it the other way to make it seem like he was not as far along.
Yeah.
Because with the other people, they just kind of skipped through it pretty easily, and we didn't get a lot of them doing it. With Keanu, we did get more of that, and my thought process was, they're just showing it because I watched it today. I didn't watch it last night, so I knew somewhat of what happened, and my thought process was, okay, so if this happens, they're probably editing it to make it look like Keanu's doing worse than to be like after the ad break, you're like, oh my god, he won.
Yeah,
you're probably right. But again, editing was a little interesting here is all I'm getting at. So Keanu wins the round, gets to eliminate 4 people, and he goes, Morgan, Mickey, Will, Ashley. Bye.
Every black to the back.
No,
every other black person in the game. Goodbye.
And the girls too. / girls, baby. I knew Morgan was definitely pissed. Cause think about it, that's for real. Cause Morgan kind of ate Zach up with that time though. Like she did pretty, had not he picked Morgan to be out, I feel like actually Morgan would have had probably a really good shot of probably winning the HOH this week. Had not Keanu had cut her for sure. Probably a good shot.
But it was smart of him.
That was
savage. That was some savage.
It was interesting, is all I'm going to say about that. we know that the four of them are pretty heavily on one side of the house as of the start of this week, I will say. We'll talk about it. But Keanu cutting the four of them like that. No hesitation, no debating. He knew. And he just said, bop, 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 bye. Lovely gal. Do your thing, I guess. So we go into round 2. And my favorite part of round 2 is Rachel Riley immediately glomming onto Keanu's arm and saying, we're on the team. Keep together, Keanu.
Keanu, we're on a team together, Keanu.
I love you, Rachel.
That the messy side came out and good. She's like, you know what, baby? Guess what?
Messy Rachel is back, and I live.
I'm making sure you're not gonna win this one, so I'm gonna hold on to you tight. We're in T Canada. Just deal with it. Just come out. Come on, friend.
I love Rachel being like, it's so either I can win HOH or I can make sure Keanu doesn't win HOH.
Period.
Exactly.
So we get our teams, and it's essentially a relay race. Each team of 3 has to go out, hit a button, come back, and then hit the finish button to go send out their next teammate. Each person has to go at least once. One person will go twice, and the team with the overall fastest time will advance to the final round.
Poor Ava.
Poor Ava.
Poor Ava.
So we'll start off. First team we had was Zach, Jimmy, and Riley. They're going pretty well. Nobody's particularly significantly better than anybody else, but for the most part, they're moving at a really good pace. They finish. Nobody falls off the beam. They finish in about 50 seconds overall, which considering they have to go back and then just go back and out, is pretty good. So then Rachel, Keanu, and Vince go. Rachel goes out, does the damn thing, just like that. Pretty easy.
Yay, Rachel.
Vince goes out, falls off the balance beam. Vince flop. So if you fall off the balance beam, it only resets the buttons that you would have pressed in that particular round. Which is good. Vince comes back, hits his button, goes back out. Keanu gets pretty close because he presses one button, then goes out to hit the second one, but he's about 2 seconds behind the first team. Ooh. So Keanu, Vince, and Rachel are all eliminated. And I love that it was Vince falling and not Rachel, so he can't blame Rachel. It makes my heart
exactly.
No, I literally, and right when I got Ayuso, it was Ashley be like, yes, jump in the air, she's like, yeah, come here.
That girl cannot hide her emotions. That girl cannot hide her emotions.
She's like, yes.
I don't care. She's an icon. Beside the point, though.
I'm sorry, she's like, yeah,
I love her.
So we then go to Kelly, Catherine, and Ava go to run. Oh dear God, poor Ava. Kelly goes out, hits her button quickly as expected. Ava cannot stay on this damn balance beam to save her life.
And Catherine looked cute.
Catherine did not get to do a damn thing. She looked cute.
What has she done? Sorry.
What has she done successfully?
Quickly.
Fight Rachel.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We will.
Yeah.
But, so that means our team of ladies are eliminated, which means our final 3 are all men. Yay. I'm not gagging.
Anyway, you're going to cheer about that? No.
Did you note the sarcasm, bitch?
Well, yes, but we're not cheering about that.
We're not cheering for men, even sarcastically.
Exactly.
Besides the point. So we go to our final round. It's basically just the first round again. Only whoever gets the fastest time wins HOH between our last 3 guys. And they all go. Zach goes, does pretty good. Jimmy goes, does a little bit better. And then Riley, I will say this. As much as I am not a fan of this man, he hit all of these buttons in under 20 seconds. It was incredibly impressive. And because he finished in the fastest time, your HOH is Riley. Oh God! I blame Esme for this. This is Esme's fault.
It is. It quite literally is Esme's fault. Esme literally predicted this on Thursday night. Esme literally manifested a Riley escape. Esme literally said on Thursday night we were all making HOH predictions. And Esme said, wouldn't it be funny and dumb if Riley won HOH? And we all said, no, girl.
I did say that.
It would
I
be
did say
bad.
that.
It would be
What
horrible.
I said was,
why are we wanting a Riley HOH?
I
And then
didn't
you know
want
what
a Riley
happened?
HOH. Can I
You
explain
said
what
you
I
said what you thought was going to happen.
Yes.
Is a Riley HOH, and then you know what happened, Esme?
I was
Riley
correct.
HOH.
Where's my money? Where's my money?
No. You're not getting paid for anything.
I got money for
on
you.
the plus side,
What you're
on the
going to get
plus side,
paid is dust.
A penny.
Esme was right. I'm not happy about it, but Esme was right.
Not the penny.
Well, all I said was and quote me, I believe I said I have a sneaking suspicion and a fear that it's going to be Riley. There was just something in my gut telling me it was, and my gut was right, and I'm sorry.
Well, I don't like that your gut was right. I would like your gut to be wrong.
My gut is wrong all the time. I have acid reflux.
I have acid reflux and IBS, so what about it?
Moving on. So circling back. So Riley wins HOH, and he immediately talks to Keanu, says, "You're not going on the block. I want you here. I'm putting up Morgan, Mickey, and Ashley." Now, I would like to make one thing abundantly clear. Abundantly clear. Okay. It does not look great optically.
No.
At all. To say that. However, I will acknowledge it is at least 3 people that did vote against him in 2 out of the 3 past eviction votes. So I can at least give him this much right here, this much. From a game perspective, I get it, but he's playing with fire a little bit with these comments. He needs to be careful. But they're talking about this last power. They think either Mickey or Morgan or Ashley have it, and they're not really certain, and they're debating back and forth and back and forth. But then Keanu goes downstairs, and Keanu tells everybody what's going on. So Mickey and Morgan figure out that they're going on the block, and then they go into the bunk bedroom. Ashley shows up, and Mickey is saying, "I'm probably going to go play my power." But before she does, she tells Rachel that she's going to do it and that she needs her help and wants Rachel to use her acting abilities. Special shout out to Rachel's previous acting work as Bikini Waitress number 4. Her words, not mine.
On The Bold and the Beautiful from 2010 to 2014.
Thank you. But
for 4-year residency,
I mean, look, that's more acting work than any of these people are going to get after the show. Beside the point.
Who do you think? No. Okay, wait. Prediction time.
Who's getting on Bold and the Beautiful?
Who's getting on Bold and the Beautiful after this?
Morgan.
I want Ashley. I think Ashley would be a good one.
I'll say Catherine.
It depends on who America likes. That's pretty much all they ever do for casting on these soap operas after the show ends. I remember Victor was on after 18, and I thought that was a bit odd.
Oh, they put Matt on Bold and Beautiful, and Serene. Yeah. It was Matt and Serene.
Oh, well, Serene, yes.
Serene, yes, but Matt, no.
Serene got to play a nurse, and I loved that.
No, my favorite camera of all time would be Taylor walking the runway. That was my favorite one, walking the runway. And then I think Joseph. Who else? It was Joseph. Somebody else in the audience. I forgot who it was.
Who do I think would be who would be the funniest? I kind of need a Will and Ava on Bold and the Beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. And it was both. So here we go. So everybody's debating, like, oh, Riley's going to put up XYZ. And then suddenly we hear red alert. Everyone go to the living room. The HOH interrogation has been played.
I don't know about y'all, but this for me really felt like, get ready for a takeover.
Same.
I almost titled the stream, get ready for an interrogation, but I didn't think anyone would get it. But it really,
get ready for a takeover lives in a very specific part of my brain.
Oh, 100%. Every once in a while, it'll pop into my brain and it'll be like, get ready for a takeover.
And then it's just Christy with her
It's just
Loud.
not the the funny thing was about this because like everyone was so confused, but I did not like it was. I understand why you felt it was like get ready for a takeover. I was just like,
Because I mean, it was a takeover.
It was a takeover, but
It
that's
really
just the
was.
energy I felt in that moment. It was just like, get ready. Remember when that died after 3 weeks?
it was only a 3-week thing, so
No, it was supposed to be longer.
oh wait,
Well, no, and what they mentioned after is like the house is already messy enough. We don't need to make it messier. We're good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the twist was supposed to go through the full pre-jury that season. And because that house was a shit show as is, they said
Because what's
They
the
don't
name
need it.
again?
Have fun.
17.
17.
As a friendly shout out, Big
Oh,
Brother 17. If you
yeah.
have not watched Big Brother 17,
Yes.
go do yourself
Go
a
do
favor.
it.
Do
Go do
it.
yourself
That
a
was, like,
big favor.
Our one bright spot in the Dark Ages, other than that, like
18 is pretty good.
The 18 is really, 18 was
18's
really
fine.
good.
18 is fine until Devon gets evicted, and then after that, it's not so great. And Meech, we love Meech. Beside the point.
Love me.
Love Meech. Beside the point though. So Riley tells everybody what the power does. He is gonna get dethroned as HOH by whoever played this power. And then we get reminded about he has 3 minutes to interrogate each house guest, and if he can figure out who played the power and expose them publicly, he gets to keep his HOH. If not, whoever he selects, he's wrong, and then the other person stands up and says it was me, and they become the new HOH.
And he's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's mad.
He mad.
He's angry.
Low key, I would have
Yeah.
laughed. Low key, I didn't care. I would laugh in his face. No shade. I would laugh in his face. I would not care about the consequences. I would laugh in his face. I would have.
See, my favorite part about all of this is that the production is calling up people individually to the HOH room, and it's not Riley picking the order. So we get such phenomenal moments as Vince getting called up, telling Riley that it's either Mickey, Morgan, or Ashley, and he thinks it's Mickey, and then Lauren does the same thing. And then, in our favorite recurring segment on this show, what the fuck, Keanu? Thank you. What the fuck, Keanu? Keanu goes into the room and basically says, I think it's Ashley. Ashley is acting way too confident. Ashley is way too secure in herself in this game. And I think it's her. And that's just it, point blank in the period. So Riley is now leaning towards Ashley. Morgan and Mickey both get called up individually. Mickey doesn't say much because Riley is doing all of the talking for her. She doesn't deny it, but he doesn't really ask her. He just is like, I think it's blah, 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 blah. And then she's like,
Yeah.
And then you can't get mad when you're doing all the talking.
Exactly.
He's also yapping like this because right before Mickey comes up, he's talking with Ashley and
Yeah.
Ashley
getting there.
kind of
we gotta highlight this Ashley conversation.
Yeah.
Ashley, and I gotta say this, we've been saying Ashley can't hide her emotions. I think in the moment, maybe not, but with prep time, some of the best acting I've seen on the show in a couple of years. Ashley goes up there, she's like, I'm sorry, I really wanted to I just want to be safe this week, and I feel like this is the best way for me to be safe.
Yeah.
Basically all but telling him that she's the one that played the power in a way to kind of sell it as hey, I will tell you it's me as long as you don't put me on the block. And he literally says, if it's you, I won't put you on the block if you're telling me this. And she's like, I appreciate that so much. Ashley ate this up.
question.
And then,
What if it's America?
oh, what if it's America?
Rachel, that was.
What if it's
Yeah,
America?
what if America who did this power for
What if it's America? Oh my god, America Lopez?
America Lopez.
America Lopez.
Oh my god, America Lopez is the new HOH!
For the first time ever.
He's
America's
finally won a
vote.
cup!
America's vote.
It's time for America's
vote. It's
Oh,
time for
I
America's
that
noms.
meme. I missed that meme. So
I went to meme so
That
much.
popping
It
up
was so-
every time America voted.
yes.
Mhm.
So we go to Ashley's heading back downstairs. Everybody's still congregated in the living room. Ashley's just happy because she's got a pretty good chance of not going on the block this week now. So she's in a good mood. You asked how when she went, good, just smiling. Catherine goes, and basically says, do you have to smile like that? Blah, 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 blah. And basically insinuates that Ashley's being a bitch. When this is, are you smiling like that because this is a terrible day for him?
Girl.
And I'm like,
No, she's smiling because she's safe.
I mean,
like, let's be logical here. Every single person in this house, every single one of them, pretty much clocked that it was either Ashley, Morgan, or Mickey, right? All of you know that. All of you said that when you went upstairs. So in what universe would Ashley be mad with any of those three people being HOH?
Right.
Right.
So then we get Rachel. And I believe our first real Rachel argument this season. We've had that little tiff with Keanu, but this is like the first.
They.
Oh, okay, that did happen too.
I forgot about him.
But our first true Rachel quality argument of Rachel is terrible at arguing, but she somehow wins anyway.
Not too much.
Girl, did you watch her season of The Traitors?
Yes.
Kate Chastain ate her up every time.
Yeah, Traitors is not her game.
And she knows that.
And
she
we do
did
too.
She did pretty okay, though, surprisingly for me.
She
Beside the point, though, she did fine. Beside the point, though, Rachel basically is like, really? Are we going there? And then we get this back and forth between Catherine and Rachel. Rachel finishes by saying, sit down, Catherine. And Catherine's like, I'm sitting.
I'm sad.
I'm sad.
And I gotta be honest. Catherine
Gagged.
Catherine kind of ate with that. Like, they both kind of ate with this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was kind of.
What do you mean? I'm sitting down. I'm already sitting down. I'm sad.
Yeah. When Rachel was like, sit down, Catherine, and she just goes, I am sad. I was like,
I am sitting, yeah.
Rachel also called Catherine a bully to her face, which I was like,
we don't like bullies,
but
Catherine.
also, here's
and it's
the
not
thing.
soft bullying either.
Here's the thing. Fuck the soft bullying. Here's what I'm going to say in this conversation. The winners
Softball.
of this. No. Here's the winners of this the winners of this argument for me are Catherine and Rachel. The losers, Ashley. Girl, stand the fuck up for yourself. Say something, Ashley. Say something. Because the more that you continue to let Rachel fight your fights for you, the more people you are going to be a pushover. Now you cannot say things in arguments in these cases, and I understand that for gameplay purposes, but I need her to say some things in some arguments. Now I know her and Catherine have been at it the entire season, and I see that and I understand that. I needed her to say something in this argument. I didn't need her to go back and forth with Catherine, but I needed her to say something in order to at least engage in the conversation. Because for me, this ended up being an argument between Catherine and Rachel, where ultimately Ashley lost.
I will be 100% honest. I fully disagree with pretty much all of that.
Okay, fair.
Because, one, Ashley's social game outside of her group of people is not great. A lot of them don't like her already. That's not going to change.
She does not.
But I think Ashley kind of wins this argument by just kind of being out of it and staying out of the way here. She lets Rachel do the talking, and her and Rachel and Catherine end up arguing. And I feel like by the end of the argument, Ashley's involvement is kind of just separated from the whole situation. Maybe that's just what I got out of it. That's just me.
I just want to see Ashley do something in this. But sorry, go ahead, Esme.
My other thing with this is I also understand why she might not want to, because of the whole fucking throwing it back to Showergate, where she's like coming after somebody.
I
she might be in also like, we've seen countless times where if a black woman starts to stand up for herself in a scenario,
exactly, and so it's a narrative. Exactly. I was about to also no shade. I would be quiet. I was sending for myself, no shade, but personally, like, why would I argue someone who's still over me over a 2-hour shower from week one? Why would I go back and forth with you over that? If you're still or someone hating me, but still because of what happened in the first week over a 2-hour shower, then like I have no time.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
That's like a petty like 1 minute argument that I don't need. I don't care. So I can laugh. You don't care.
I see it.
Talk like you want. But look, I would have threw some shade with her about I would do shade and then put her and Riley in a roast. And I would have got it with that. But personally, I don't blame Ashley being quiet. I think it was she's probably like, I'll just be quiet. It's fine. But I think I was maybe if Ashley does win the H-Wood, maybe she'll probably have her moment, and does it. But we'll see about it if she can. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely see that point for sure. I just would like to see Ashley be a more vocal part of the Full House, as opposed to just seeing her. And obviously, she started the game on a very rocky footing, and she's still trying to gain traction with a lot of the parts of the house, like you all have said. I just would like to see her. I would like to see her build up her social game again. This is not obviously the way to do it, but I just would have liked to see her engage in some way with this. But I see what y'all are saying for sure.
So we then go to a lovely final moment with Riley and Keanu. Keanu pretty much convinces Riley that he is correct. He knows who it is. And we go downstairs. Riley makes his prediction. He says it's Ashley, which of course means Mickey is your new HOH. Yay!
You'll get clap for me for this. I give you a clap for this. Only one
I
clap.
clapped for it at the beginning of the week.
Me too.
Beginning. Literally, when I woke up and I saw that she successfully did, I was like, "Hallelujah, we are saved." And then,
Yeah.
So
and
I said, "Hallelujah, she is safe."
So
And
Mickey wins the HOH, and Riley, oh boy, he's pissed.
Rather, your
He
HOH
is.
might have not lasted that long, but it still lasts longer than Kyle in bed. So
You did not need to remind me of that disgusting piece of shit man. We
Oh.
really did not need to be reminded of that piece of shit man, Esme.
Isn't it nice being on a Big Brother season without a Kyle?
But anyway,
you're welcome, Logan. You're welcome, Logan.
So
like,
Mickey wins the HOH. Riley is heated. You lied to me, Mickey. No, I didn't.
no, you did.
And she didn't. From what the footage we saw, she did not lie to him.
She did
Never
not.
said she didn't have it.
You literally talked the whole time. I disagreed. I didn't. You didn't give me any time to speak. So, and it's real. It's a game. Let's be real, because as all you know, Shay, you was gonna put her on the block regardless of what you were saying at that moment. Like, he literally lies. Like, he was angry. Like, you pretty much were just saying lies. Like, I wasn't gonna come for you. I wasn't gonna da-da-da. Bitch, yes, you were. You said Morgan, Mickey, Ashley. That's what you said. It came out your mouth. You were
gonna put her on the block. That's tea. You probably weren't gonna target her this week initially.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's true.
You were gonna put her on the block. That's
Exactly.
a fact. Right.
So from what I saw on the feeds, he wanted Mickey to go home this week.
I heard differently. I heard that he wanted to target Ashley.
So
Ashley.
the thing that he had been saying was, I personally would prefer Ashley to go home, but I think I should go for Mickey. I saw that in a conversation with, I want to say it was with Vince before Adrian got evicted. If he won HOH, that was what he was trying to do. So beside the point though, Mickey is your HOH. Riley is dethroned. There were tears upstairs on the Sky Bridge, and you know what? Cry.
And we will likely see the aftermath. I'm certainly intrigued to see what aftermath we're going to see.
Yeah.
On Wednesday's episode.
So, for the record, if you were just watching Monday, that is all you saw on Sunday's episode. They didn't show nominations. They didn't show any of that. So now, this is a lot, y'all. This is a lot. So for the record, folks, if you are here and you are tuned in, we are about to go into live feed spoilers. So you have just about 10 seconds to get out of here. And once we are done, once KaMorian's hands are down to 10, and Esme's as well, we will be talking about who was nominated. So if you don't want to know, get out of here in 4, a 3, a 2, a 1.
Bye.
All right,
Bye,
y'all. So
bitch.
it's now live feed time. So, we quickly get the nominees for Nikki. Nothing really changes after the initial conversations that Nikki has with people. Our nominees this week were Kelly, Riley, and Keanu. None of this surprised me whatsoever.
Exactly.
For the third week in a row, Keanu being the primary target.
Well,
Pull him on after the fucking veto. My God.
Can we backdoor this man, please? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Someone, and by someone I mean Rachel Riley.
Yeah, it needs to be
Teach
done.
these bitches how to backdoor someone.
Literally, because
I understand.
This is insane.
I understand that the blockbuster exists. I see it and I recognize it.
Don't give him two chances to save his fucking ass.
Backdoor this man.
Literally.
Learn what the back door is.
And I also will say, we are, for the first time since I believe Big Brother 16, and HOH has been put on the block the week they won HOH. So congratulations.
Got out of the block.
It's only you and Nicole Franzel. Congratulations. Shouts to Franzel. So we got our nominees. We're not going to go too much into the preview though, because that's stuff that you're going to see on Wednesday, I'm assuming. So all we're going to say is this: if you don't want to know who won the veto comp and you want to get out of here, this is your final warning before we talk about all of the chaos that has ensued in the past 48 hours. All right. We've given you enough time. Keanu. Oh, sorry. These were the veto players. Keanu wins the veto again.
Third week in a row. I'm sorry.
Second week in a row.
His second veto win in a row. We are not going to not acknowledge our lesbian furniture icon, Casey Clark. Thank you.
Okay.
How we feeling?
I'm gonna say this.
At this point, I'm living.
No,
At
like
this point, I'm living.
I like it's like, to me, it's like, if this is not a sign, y'all, that you gotta backdoor this man. I don't know what it is. Like, you keep on putting on every up single time. What has happened? He has taken himself off. It is clear as day that the man is gonna be. He's a comp threat. Like, shit. It wasn't for Rachel sabotaging him or Benny effing up and tripping in that HOH. He probably would have won. This man is a comp threat. Like, is that like that? Like, he's a beast. It's like you like wake up. You're not gonna beat him.
So it is now time to go into chaos mode. Or as I'm referring to this segment, stupidity runs wild. So we know we're getting a replacement. Keanu was the primary target. So the easy nomination would be Catherine, because Catherine, Morgan, and Nikki, not fans of each other. Morgan and Nikki don't like Catherine. Catherine doesn't like them. Catherine's close to Riley. It just makes sense across the board. Everybody wins except for Catherine and Riley, and quite frankly, I don't care if they win. So with the idea that if Kelly loses the blockbuster, Kelly goes home, and if Kelly wins the blockbuster, they can evict Catherine. Everything will be chill. Or so we think everything will be chill. So first off, I got to do it in a positive way this time. What the fuck, Keanu? This is incredible work from Keanu this week. And I got to say, we said we would give him his flowers if he did something that was impressive besides winning competitions. How do you gaslight a woman this hard into essentially not trusting her number 2 ally?
Right, because he is not her number 2 ally anymore. He has not been her number 2 ally
for a minute.
For about a week and a half now. That has not been the case for about a week and a half now. Morgan and Mickey have not been trusting Jimmy for a minute now. We've seen that building over the last couple of weeks. And that's just been the way that this house has been shifting, because it had been such guys and Kelly and Kat and Lauren and girls and Jimmy for the longest time, and Will for the longest time. And now we're finally seeing this house kind of shift and kind of be a little bit more amorphous, where alliances are kind of feeling a little bit more fluid, but we're kind of seeing these power structures form, and there's less sides of the house and there's more just pure alliances. And what we're seeing is this alliance forming now between Mickey, Morgan, Zach, and Vince as kind of this power 4 alliance. And ultimately, what has come of this move that we're seeing this week is a lot of the work of Morgan, because of what's been happening because of Zach and Vince. And that's what ultimately ended up happening.
I don't fully agree. I think, personally, right, Morgan may have kept the ball going down the hill, but Keanu was the one to give it the first shove, right? After Keanu wins the veto, we see this conversation on the feeds with Keanu and Mickey, and Keanu basically throws Jimmy hardcore under the bus.
Well, and they haven't liked each other for weeks now, so yes.
It's a rivalry, of course. Rivalry.
But it's kind of like a Jay-Adam rivalry from MVGX of like, they're friends, but in the game, we ain't ever going to work together and we both know it.
I disagree wholeheartedly. These two have never liked each other.
Never. Ever since Jimmy has came for him like week 1, they're cold, yeah. But let's remember, ever since Jimmy put a line in the set on week 1 when he came for Keanu on week 1, it was done from there. Ever since then, they were never gonna. I'm sorry, as for real. Why would I be out with someone came with like the person? I would never forget what you did. So you know, it might be colder and like kind of, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean like, you know, you can't be week 1. I'm gonna still gun for you. Yeah, and let's be real. Even when Jimmy week 2, we saw what happened at the veto ceremony. What went down. So it's gonna be it's gonna be robbery. They're gonna be come to the regardless. So
now I'm gonna piggyback off of KaMorian's, and I am gonna agree with you, Brooke. I do think Keanu gave it the first shove. Ultimately, I am gonna agree with your statement here. I think Keanu gave it the first shove here, but I'm gonna say that first shove came from week 1, week 2, from Jimmy putting that line in the sand from his HOH. And from that veto ceremony. And all of this has kind of been building now for a couple of weeks here. And then I think that also compounding onto that, the fact that Jimmy has been trying to play this middle line in the game now for a couple of weeks. He's been trying to cement himself as this floater between the sides of the house. And what's been unfortunate for Jimmy, at least in my perception, and I'm curious to hear other people's perceptions, but the way that I see Jimmy's game right now is that he's wanting to float between the sides of the house, and the way that the house is shifting now is that there aren't sides of the house, and now we're seeing a big, like the house is kind of shifting, and his position has been exposed. And he's trying to work with everybody in a way that Vince kind of is as well. Vince is just kind of able to hide it a little bit more. And like, because Jimmy's been trying to work with the Laurens and the Catherine, like Lauren and Catherine and Vince for a while, but also keep his relationship good with the girls and Will for a minute now. Like he's been trying to play that. Unfortunately, with Keanu just shoving a big, like, stake in the middle of this now, all of this has been brewing for so long that somehow, in Keanu's delusional sense and perception of this game, he's found the right time and the right opportunity where he's won this veto and he's approached Mickey with all of the right circumstances lining up and has somehow gaslit this woman into nominating an ally.
And I want to be abundantly clear here. This whole number 2 ally, like whatever we're going to talk about with Mickey, Morgan, and Jimmy, I do not blame any of this positioning and where Jimmy is finding himself on this week on Jimmy, because this is not his fault. And
There's
like,
not, without a doubt,
I've seen a
no.
lot of people online on Twitter. They're like, "Oh, well, Jimmy should have blah 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 with Morgan and Mickey more." Literally,
No.
the
No.
only thing you can argue that Jimmy could have done a little bit more was literally pull them out of conversations and talk to them more. But the thing is, Jimmy's not done that to anybody. And in fact, I would argue Jimmy hasn't really been playing as much of a floater game as the internet and honestly, as a lot of people on this panel seem to think. Every single action that Jimmy has made in this game has been for Morgan, Mickey, Rachel, Ava, Will, that side of the house, Ashley. And we've seen that time and time again. The only thing you can argue is putting Amy on the block.
And Will.
Okay,
And
yes. But also, Will wasn't firmly on the side of the house at that time. That happened later.
Okay.
So when we're looking at where Amy getting nominated, I could hear the argument for it. But honestly, let's be 100% honest with everyone here. It wasn't the intention, and it was his best decision at the time, even if he put the nominees up in the wrong order. And I still believe that.
He was in a tough spot. I will agree with that. I think
True.
up through his HOH, I will agree with that statement from you. Since his HOH, I don't know that I would fully agree with that. I think through the end of his HOH, I think most of what he did was definitely to benefit the girls and Will, for sure. Not even Will. I won't include Will in that because he did nominate Will and put Will at risk. And then subsequently end up with Will on the block week 3, I think, as a result of that, just because Will had been up. I will say the girls in that case, to benefit the girls. I will agree with that statement for sure. As soon as he was out of power, and as soon as Lauren was HOH, he floated right over there. And I'm not saying that is necessarily then neglecting that side of the house, but he stopped having conversations as much with Ashley. That we weren't seeing those conversations on feeds. We weren't seeing him talk really as much with Morgan and Mickey, and even really Ava. Like, we weren't seeing those conversations, and obviously we're not seeing everything on feeds. But I think we're just seeing it's week 4. And I think he's still trying to figure out his footing in the game. And I think I agree with you. I don't think he's playing a fully floater game, but I think there has been elements of floating in his game that
I think what he did in last week, I think what Jimmy did was pretty simple. He wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to go on the block, so he connected a little bit more with the other side of the house, so that way he wouldn't be 1, 2, 3, or 4 in their list of people they wanted to put on the block. He got lucky that Kelly was Kelly and volunteered to go on a block again. He got lucky that, well, not lucky, Keanu was already going to be a target. So now he has to make sure he's not 1 or 2. He did not put up anybody on that side of the house other than Kelly last week. So he had that ability, and that's why I think he connected more with Lauren. But during that time when he was on the other side of the house, he was making sure that these people were targeting people on that side of the house. He is one of the primary reasons that Ashley did not go on the block and Adrian did. I firmly believe that. It was him, it was Rachel, and I strongly believe that. They are the 2 main reasons to me that Adrian went up instead of Ashley. And Ashley, honestly. I think Ashley put in a lot of legwork for herself. So when we're coming out of that week, Mickey and Morgan are well aware of all of the circumstances that occurred last week and what Jimmy did to make sure it was Ashley not going on the block and it was Adrian instead. Right?
True.
Yeah.
Where it can I just don't understand the logic, because it reminds me a lot of Big Brother 16, where Caleb's like, "Oh, but Frankie, you were saying all of these things about trying to get me put on the block." And Frankie's like, "My actions in this game were never against you." Right? I think it's very similar in this circumstance of Jimmy maybe floated a little bit to that side of the house and did work with them in week 3, but his actions in the game were never against that side of the house.
And then on top of all of this, let me also make it clear, I think this is an idiotic move on Mickey's part. Also, I just like arguing with Brook. But I think this is an idiotic move on.
It really is.
But I do also think there are some things that I think there are some things Jimmy could have done this week. I
Yeah,
do
true.
stand by that. I think even when your allies are in power, there is
Mm-hmm.
never a safe week in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, names can just flip like that. Like just conversations can really change it, and that's what happened. Like, literally, let's be real. Let's majority of that time before we got to today. You know what I mean? Like majority of the conversation, it was just mostly between Mickey and Morgan the entire time. I know. I remember last night it was Mickey and Jim and Morgan. I think as soon as she almost went to bed, it was Mickey and Jimmy. So, but for majority of the time, it was mostly Mickey and Morgan the entire time talking and stuff. And let's real, and most of that of her influence of Mickey, the reason why was because of Morgan. Pretty much, Morgan was saying mostly influenced Mickey's overall decision. Let's be real. But I will say Mickey did say it maybe, just maybe Vince or Zach. But let's be real. Morgan was staying on top of that. As the thing is, she's more closer to Vince as that more than she is with Mickey. And the thing is, Mickey can see that. But I'm like, for you to clock that and see what's going on, but you're not putting them on the block, but somehow you're clocking it, but somehow Jimmy is a better option for you. That I don't find any sense to that. But also, I think another reason also, let's be real, the fact that Mickey was falling for a white man's tears, it's ridiculous to me. Like how how do we get from you was gonna put me up
Can we just
to
pull the circumstances back real quick? Touch on this because we haven't talked about it yet, KaMorian, actually.
yeah.
Where Mickey is now in the belief that by keeping Catherine off the block, we're going to be getting Catherine and Riley are going to be on her side now. And for her credit, to her credit, that is what they're telling her to her face. I don't buy it for a second.
No.
I think the second it is inconvenient for them to be loyal to Mickey, they're going to put her on the block. And I also think that maybe they're going to be loyal to Mickey, but they're not going to be loyal to Ashley, and they're not going to be loyal to Morgan. And I would be worried if I was Will. I would be worried if I was Rachel. If any of those people won HOH next week. Jimmy fell for the trap of being too comfortable. I don't agree with that, Lana. Like, honestly, at all. I think in this entire week, Jimmy did nothing wrong to be put in this situation. Not a damn thing. And I'm going to say, personally for myself, Vince and Zach worked on Morgan to work on Nikki. This is a good move for Vince and Zach. And because of that, that is why, I mean, we might as well just say it. We've kind of been dancing around it for a bit. Jimmy was renominated at the veto meeting this morning. And is one of the people going into the blockbuster on Thursday night. I think this is one of the worst nomination decisions I've seen on Big Brother, maybe since Fessy on Big Brother 20 when he nominated Scotty. It's that bad. Like, honestly.
That was the reason why I hated BB20 so much.
The fact that the foul, I don't know what happened when I aligned. I was like, the thing about it is like they were like every time they try to get the other side out, they always fell miserably. And the thing is, when they were in power, they were not making smart choices and sending their own people out the door.
So here's what I'm gonna say to counter that as well, Brooke, because I love that we're on different sides of things for once. Because I'm actually gonna agree with Lana here. He did nothing. Because he knows that Morgan is in with Zach and Vince. He knows that they spend so much time together. He needs to know that because they're all spending so much time together, he needed to be the one in Mickey's ear. He needed to know. He needed to be the one in Mickey's ear. He needed to be the person, the last person in Mickey's ear before she went to bed. He needed to take the initiative.
Well,
now, I agree with you. I agree. And I agree with you again. He did nothing wrong to be put in this situation.
Yeah, nothing wrong. But it's also it's not like you wish you could have
But again, the whole thing that people have been saying is that Jimmy is playing too hard. Jimmy is doing too much, right? So if somebody I have a final three with, and at the beginning of the week told me, you're fine, don't worry, because that conversation did happen, and we saw it on feeds, where Morgan, Nikki, Jimmy, and I think Ava was in the HOH room, and she told them both, you're both fine, don't worry about it, we're good. These are the people I'm putting up. You're not even a consideration, which at the time, I guess they weren't. If I hear that, and the people that are going on the block are the people I would want to put on the block, and the most logical follow-up assumption is that Catherine's going to be the renom, and that doesn't affect his game at all in a negative way, what do I need to do to change any of that? What initiative does he need to do? He can't predict everything. And in this situation where I think specifically Zach and Vince did a very good job of moving the pieces covertly, right? And I think they caught him off guard. But at the same time, I still do not think there was a damn thing he could have done to prevented this outcome from occurring, given the circumstances we're in. Morgan is really into Zach. And we have seen that on the show, on the feeds, pretty much everywhere. And that has made her really want to work with him. Die hard, right? Ride or die with him. And because Morgan and Mickey are so close, whatever Morgan wants to do is probably what Mickey is going to want to do.
Because she trusts her so much.
And loyal with her ally.
Yeah.
So at this point, I literally do not think he could have been in that HOH room from dawn till dusk with Mickey, and I do not think that damn thing would have changed. I think he would have been on the block. That's just where I'm at with it. I don't.
And that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment for sure. I think that's a scenario we won't ever know. Obviously, now because he's on the block. Scenario. Yeah.
But think about this. Yeah. Think about this, because I've been trying to take this out because we've been trying. I'm trying to get my word into this.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Think back to the end of Jimmy's HOH, where where like you said, he was trying to float into the other side, but. Again, like Lana said, like he did nothing the last 2 weeks, unfortunately. Think this weekend last week. Like I didn't see anything Jimmy that could benefit his game this week to know like what could have happened to this. Like, and yes, like, and I agree with like the fact that props to Keanu, but that was the circumstances. Like, and I agree with Brook with how like Jimmy did nothing wrong this week at all.
True.
But, like to get in his ear, like to get Keanu's comment into Mickey like that. And also think about this. Last week, Morgan was questioning more Mickey's alliance as well.
Yeah.
Think about that, and the fact that they're still together in that scenario, and then think about how Morgan and Zach have been trying to get more closer together with this, and in this positioning, like Morgan and Zach is really like in one of the best positions right now.
Well, let me ask another question, right? When Jimmy was HOH, what did Morgan and Mickey do?
Not much.
Because not a damn thing is the answer.
Yeah.
They were up there, I think, a grand total of like 30 minutes during the entirety of the HOH were they in the HOH room together with Jimmy. And we saw that. Jimmy even brought it up after the veto meeting where he said, basically, he was like, when I was HOH, I thought you guys were going to be up here all the time and we were going to be talking and stuff. But Morgan was so paranoid about the three of us being seen together that she would keep leaving and going away to the point where we couldn't have any concrete conversations, right? I think what has ended up happening here is they made an early alliance between the three of them, right? And it carried them to a certain point. And Jimmy assumed that it was going to keep going further based on the conversations he had with Morgan and Mickey at the beginning of the week. Unfortunately for him, and I will again say, through no fault of his own, they decided this was the week to terminate that alliance. So now, coming into the Blockbuster on Thursday, right? Interesting scenarios here. Again, I don't actually see the votes changing this week at all. I think Riley is safe against either of them. It comes down to Jimmy has to win the Blockbuster. If Jimmy wins the Blockbuster, he's safe. Kelly goes home. If Kelly or Riley win the Blockbuster, Jimmy is out the door.
I will mention there is talks of flipping out Riley over Kelly.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. That is. Mostly from Ashley. I think for me, that what we saw after that ceremony.
Because even Keanu has mentioned that he'd want to keep Kelly over Riley.
Yeah. Well,
I think they should. Absolutely think they should.
But I would definitely say for me, this result definitely kind of put a fire in a lot of people. And definitely put a fire in Jimmy's ass. Like, you know what? Now I'm with this game, especially now seeing Rachel being so vocally upset and pissed about what's going on. And like it brings like I really hope, I'm praying that it's a mental HOH on a physical. I feel like if that's the case, I feel like Rachel would do well. She would kill it. I feel like for me, I think either Rachel needs to win. I think for me, like this house needs to be shaken up. But the part like, you know what, to put on everybody, like I feel like everyone's been playing safe and not making really good choices at all. So I feel like Rachel winning HOH will really, you know what, set the tone and get, you know what, get back on track.
I think the only other
this.
person I could see maybe shaking things up a little bit would be like an Ava or Will, because they're close to Rachel, and I think they would take what Rachel is saying to heart.
Mhm.
I think specifically Ava would be like listening to Rachel. So I wouldn't mind Ava HOH. And I think also now Ava isn't in the best position anymore. I think she could win it and it wouldn't fuck her up as much as it would have. I
think it would actually be pretty good for Ava's game to win HOH
True.
at this point, honestly.
Well, you don't want to win HOH next week.
No.
Because, as a friendly reminder to the folks at home, next week is the Week 5 HOH, and it is currently, I believe, the only competition across HOH and Veto that has never produced a winner. Anybody that has won the Week 5 HOH has never went on to win the game. It's a curse that is still alive in the Big Brother house. The first curse.
Not the meta.
Wait, wasn't Zach the first person in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was.
I see a third place incoming. Beside the point. So while we're on the subject, we did mention earlier are we going to do the tier list, or was that a joke?
I mean, we can do it right now.
I'm down to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a convenient tier list up?
No, but we do have
Veto winner Keanu.
This.
Okay. So let's just go from the top left and across and then down, and the
cool.
You know what I mean. Okay. So Ashley.
I'm gonna say Ash. I would say I'm gonna give Ashley the most improved. I feel like she has improved so much since week 1. I mean, she's still delusional. She still kind of does certain things, but I will say, let's be real. Like, far as her takes after that ceremony, like she is saying some really like very smart stuff. No shade, honestly, making really good points as well. So I feel like she's actually has been doing better and kind of like starting to see things now. My only concern is if she is HOH, is she going to stay on top of that, or something might just kind of like mislead her, just like with Mickey. So that thing kind of like, you know what I mean? So that's my only concern. But I think if Ashley continues to do that, and especially, she's still, if like with Rachel, I think if that side of the house managed like to step up to the plate and win HOH and actually make big game moves, then I see her actually making it very far. But I would say she's definitely improved since week 1. Definitely improved.
So what does that translate to for the tier list, KaMorian? Because we said tiers.
Tier list.
Tier.
So how are we ranking it now? Like, is it like best, good, maybe?
Like S, A, B, C, D, F tier list, my love. There were tiers on the tier list that we agreed we were going to do it. We were going to do it because we said we were going to do a tier list. Because we said tier list.
Okay, let me go. Let me go.
Okay, personally, for me, I think Ashley is playing an average Big Brother game. To be honest with you all, I think Ashley has very clearly made it to known to the people who she is working with that those are the people she's working with. If any of them are in power, she's good. She's safe. If they're not in power, she's struggling. However, I will say she is in a more active role in the season right now than a lot of other people are. And she has actively won a competition, which is something that a lot of this house cannot say. So because of that, I'd put Ashley at B tier.
Yeah, I'll put Ashley in B as well. So
I'd agree and put Ashley in a B, in a solid B tier.
Yeah, a solid B. She is definitely a B, but B, but still most improved in my opinion.
I think a lot of people are going to fall into like a B or a C tier for me.
There's a couple people that are going in D for me, and one F, one big ol' F.
I'm going to give her a B minus because I still need her. I need her to step her pussy up just a little bit still.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But I am going to agree with
not the RuPaul reference. What are we, Jimmy?
Yes, I am. No, I am going to agree with a couple of KaMorian's points, though, because, like, she has improved. She is getting the game finally. I just need her to step out of her shell a little bit. And I think if she can start working with a couple of people outside of this group, I think if she can start diversifying her alliance building and her social connections, I think she'll be able to make it far in the game.
True. Agree.
Ava! Esme,
Hey!
Esme, you want to talk about Miss Big Hat herself?
I mean,
I
hey,
put on my big ass hat.
I think, yeah.
Hey, Esme! Esme was asked about it.
Oh,
This is Esme's diva. This is Esme's diva. So I'll let Esme
This is my
say it.
diva. This is my soul sister. This is my twin. Even though I've never met her and probably never will.
Your
Hi,
older
Ava.
sibling.
My and when me and her both get cast on Big Brother All Stars in 3 and on Big Brother 37 or whatever the fuck it will be, and we're final 2, then what? Scenarios.
Scenarios.
But I love Ava. I think she's in an okay position. I want her to win something and take some power because she's in a solid like A tier. I can't put her in an S tier until I see what she does with some power. Because I don't want to give her an A tier. I don't want to give her an S tier, and then she wins HOH and is like loses her fucking shit. Which, with what we've seen, could easily happen because it's made everybody fucking go crazy. But Sully, I think she has good people in her corner. I don't think if the other side wins, she'll be an immediate thought process to go up. I think she's secured herself in a spot that like she'll be like the 4th or 5th person the other side puts on the block. She won't be one of the first people they put on the block.
See, I'm of the opinion that Ava's not even on anybody's radar right now to go on the block. And I don't
That's
even think
that's what I'm
it's
saying. It's like
well, no,
I think
but like I mean long term right now too. I think Ava like in terms of positioning to be safe and not on the block whatsoever, I think Ava is in the best spot right now. I think
I could see Ava being the last person nominated.
Like this is the first week we even heard her name get thrown out, and even then it wasn't really her name. We didn't talk about that, but Rachel was like, Ava, you should put up Ava because she has a family at home, and it's not fair to her to make her stay at the jury house.
Yeah.
Rachel, don't quit.
She's not. I think she's now summarily pissed enough that she wants to win this situation.
Yeah.
Personally, I would put Ava in A tier. But,
yeah.
Wait, Brandon, what?
I have it, man. If you want me to pull it up,
that would be lovely, dude.
Sorry.
Yes.
But yeah, again, I can't really put her in an S tier right now until I see what she does with some power because we don't know. If she wins power and decides to fucking like put up Mickey, Will, and like Riley for some fucking reason, or maybe not Mickey at this point, but like Riley, like a Rachel and Will, then I don't want to like go back on her and say, oh, she was an S tier, you know? We don't know.
On the subject of Rachel, because she is next on the tier list, if we're going based on the orders of the pictures. How are we feeling about Rachel? Brandon, what about you? How are you feeling about Rachel?
Okay, Rachel's situation is weird, obviously, because like again, she's trying to cement herself, like trying to create that chaos back. But in this game right now, like I'll be honest, like she's honestly playing the floater game right now. To me, that's how I'm seeing it. Like, yes, she's making those conversations, but in my honest opinion, like I haven't seen like waves being made because like literally like everyone else is doing the game for her. That's how I'm seeing it. That's just me though. To me, like I put her in B right now. Like she's just like very steady at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. It would be. Yeah, I agree. I think as far as total, but I think for me, I think what is really bad. I think she does need to get in power. I think that's really kind of been holding her back, not being in power, and not really kind of like the important, like the big game moves, especially like kind of like to change the game, like. You know what I mean? It's just because it's not been going in her favor. So I think what it's in it for her is I think she really needs to win the HOH. I think that would be kind of like like her reassurance that she can really flip this game over for her. But I think putting her in B, I think she's making good choices. Even like as far as like who they want to target, she's still like a possibility, but she's not like like the main top 2-3 are like people want to put on the block. You know what I mean? She's still like kind of like a backup option as well. So, but still, it's a B. It's a B for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would even dare to say C. And I honestly think the difficulty for me here is I love Rachel, but I'm loving Rachel on this season right now because of her entertainment value, not necessarily because of the game she's playing. Like, yes, I think she's done a lot. Like, obviously, she was very integral in making sure that Ashley stayed off the block last week and Adrian went up. And obviously, she's had a lot of like really entertaining moments, like we just saw on Sunday's episode with Keanu, and like she's had a lot of really entertaining moments. But gameplay wise, like that moment with like her being in alliances with like the people that we like so far in the game are really kind of the only gameplay things we've really been seeing from Rachel. And unfortunately, right now for Rachel, I cannot believe I'm saying this right now about Rachel Riley. She's kind of C for coasting. And I don't think that's a bad position for Rachel right now. Because this house is so tumultuous right now that everything around her can be going on around her right now. She doesn't need to be the center of attention. And I actually think this is maybe the best case scenario for Rachel for right now.
Yeah,
so
I would agree for her and see. I haven't, this is my first, I also have not seen any shows with Rachel. And this is my first time seeing her compete on a reality show.
I mean, the Traitors.
No, I didn't see that season of Traitors. I saw my first season of The Traitors that I fully saw was the one that I started to podcast with you guys about. But I didn't. So this is like my first full time seeing her compete, and so I'm not coming in with the same kind of appreciation that you were all coming in with for Rachel. So I do have a different kind of, and I won't say expectations, or I'm just coming with a different viewpoint on Rachel.
Appreciation is at least how I feel.
Yeah, and like I'm coming with a different viewpoint, and I would agree that like from the scenario of me seeing her as like a first time house guest, which is what I'm seeing her as. I'm a fan of the show, but I'm not a super fan. I've not seen every show I'm getting more into it. But Rachel, I would say, is falling solidly into a C tier for me because I'm not seeing, like, she has the ability she needs in her corner, but she hasn't really been able to make these big moves. She couldn't make the move to keep Amy. That's a blunder on her, like, quote unquote blunder on her part. And if she was able to do that, I would probably bump her up to an A or B. But because she wasn't able to shift that and Amy went out unanimously, I would bump her down to like a solid either low B or high C.
Yeah, personally, I think Rachel is in a bad spot right now, but I don't think that's any fault of her own. I think coming into this game, she is naturally going to have a target on her back. I think it is borderline impossible for her to win in this kind of house. Personally, though, I'm impressed by what she's been able to do in a season where she should definitely have been on the block by now, at least. She's not there. And I think and she didn't have 3 weeks of safety from the pendant of protection. She didn't have, she didn't have the golden key twist that kept her off the block after her closest ally got evicted. She's in a good spot. And I think what we can do is acknowledge that while also saying she might be in trouble in the near future. And I would personally put her in B tier because I think even in the situation where people can be like, oh, well, she lost Amy. I think that actually kind of benefited her. Even if it benefited her, yes. In a better way. It really did. I would put Rachel in B tier personally.
I would put her B tier, but I would put everyone else we put in B tier above Rachel.
I would agree.
Okay. So
like lowest possible B tier member. But
that's what I was saying. Like that's what I was saying. It's like either she'd be the highest C or the lowest B tier.
I agree with that.
Is that Zach next?
Yes.
I mean,
it's an easy S tier, and I'm not even gonna lie. Personally, for me, at this point in the game, it is his game to lose. That is the way I'm looking at it.
I hate to say it too much. I don't like as much as I like seeing men winning. I gotta be real. Like, swear, out of all the males that are left in that house, he is the least suspected. No shade, literally in the best position. Like
I wouldn't even say out of all the males, out of all of the players that are currently in this house, he is in the best position long term, right? He is a physical threat. He is very clearly a mental threat. He is socially,
has that power.
Everyone likes him. He has
$10,000.
that video thing that he can just say,
$10,000.
"Oh, you're putting me on the block. Here's $10,000. I'm not eligible on the end." Like literally, this man is making it to jury no matter what.
Yeah,
he is going, in my opinion, he's going to do well once he hit the jury, and he's going to start turning on those comp wins. We've seen it time and time again. I'm thinking specifically of Jag here, where somebody doesn't do awful in the comps pre-jury. They do well enough, and then suddenly they're winning 5 vetoes. I mean, I literally, like, everyone wants to take him to the jury. Nobody is going for him until maybe this week. This now is the first time someone has brought up his name in any sort of capacity. Yes. And it was still, we want to put Vince on the block before him. In a situation where Vince and Zach are on the block, Vince is going to go home and not Zach.
Literally.
It's week 4. I would like to put him at top of the A tier because I don't want to put anyone in S tier in week 4.
Okay, we are not saying their overall games by the time the season's over are A tier, S tier, whatever. As of right now, positionally, he has played a phenomenal first 4 weeks of this game.
I'm agreeing with you.
I think he has played better than literally anyone on this cast. And if we're putting Ava in A tier, I feel like he has to be in S tier. Because I think he is leagues above Ava in terms, no shade to Ava.
Yeah.
In terms of his position right now.
Yeah, and the fact that he's playing kind of both sides of the house and
both sides.
No one's really kind of clocking it right now. Think about it.
Then go for it. What are we thinking? Go for it.
Well,
I'm gonna say C. I don't think he's playing like a bad game. I think to me he is just there for right now. I don't know. Maybe I will say he was kind of clocking in today with Ash, but for me, if I feel like he needs to actually start playing. Actually, like, you know what, I'm here to play. If you think it's because the thing is he was so upset. Let's real. I don't blame him being upset. Like, putting up the same people every fucking time. Let's change it up. But I feel like with doing that, you also you can't just say it. You gotta do it too. So to me, he hasn't really been doing that. It's kind of been like descending there pretty much. But I'm not saying he makes good points, but you mean with points as there's actions to it, so he needs to do that action right for me. But I think C is fine for him. I think he hasn't been like impacting the game as much, you know what I mean? But you know, it's a C personally.
I don't think very highly of Will as a player. As a person, seems like a lovely guy. No shade of that. I literally cannot tell you anything that Will has done to better his game outside of link his horse to people who were in a better position than him. And like, that's a valid strategy. It's worked before, but I sit here and I'm like, he's in an okay spot. But like, if his side doesn't win power next week, and let's assume Jimmy goes home, right? Well, if they're not going to put up Mickey, they got to put up somebody next to Morgan and Ashley. And I honestly think it would probably be Will. Because everyone seems to
Will is more likely to be a pawn in these scenarios, I would say, moving forward. He's already been put up twice. I do think he's just going to kind of be a pawn. I want him to do well. I will still say my ideal final 2 is an Ava Will final 2. I don't think we're going to get that. But
I love your draft team.
I mean, unless we get a turning point into the game, we're not
right.
They have Will and Keanu.
Oh, I knew they had Will. I thought they had it. Who has Ava?
No. Don't
I'm checking our list. Hold on.
I have
it pinned for a reason. Okay.
I have it. I have it up. Let me.
It's Jack. Jack has Ava.
Yeah, Jack has Ava.
I love how last week was like Jack has the best team, and now maybe not. So everything for Will, C tier feels appropriate to me.
Yeah,
C's fine. Yeah, I want him to do well. I'm more so at this point excited for Ava and Will's social media friendship outside of the game, because that's kind of what, they're them as a collective will be better on Instagram afterwards than their.
Yeah.
Them on the Amazing Race together. They're not gonna win, but them on the Amazing Race together.
Yeah.
But no, I want them to do well on the Amazing Race.
I want them to win
What's
the
gonna end
Amazing
up happening
Race.
is Ava's gonna suddenly turn into this like physical jacked human being, and Will's gonna do all the mental stuff, and then suddenly Ava and Will are in the finale of the Amazing Race. I could see it. Moving on to Lauren, this is at minimum for me. The absolute highest I put her maximum is D.
I think C. I think it's C. I think C. Honestly,
I would have said C until last week. Last week really tanked her in my mind.
But I will say C for this week, despite what happened last week. She has not been even I think about it. Let's be real. She wasn't even an option this week, and she
her name didn't come up.
That's not true. That's not true. She was an option.
She was.
She was an option this week, but look who went up on the block. The person whose nominees she's copied.
Yeah, literally. And let's be real. Also, I would say she kind of flew back under the radar due to the shit that went down today. That's real. Yeah. Despite the week she had last week. So I will say, my thing is, I think definitely what happened. They were kind of I think for me, better her position going forward. Kind of. The thing is, I'm not sure what she's gonna do going forward. The thing is, I really can't trust what her moves are. Because the thing is, she was very dependable last week. Everybody else when it came to her decisions. So going forward, I'm not sure if she's gonna take that. Yeah, I'm not sure about her choice making going forward.
I see and I feel like if she ends up on the block, she's gonna survive her first eviction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She will survive the first time she is facing that eviction vote. Is my guess right now. She also has
she's very likable throughout the house in general.
Yeah, very likable.
She also has people like She has people like Zach and Vince who don't really want her up on that block. She has people in her corner that are. She has people like Zach who could win these competitions that don't want her anywhere near touching that block. So I would say she has positioned herself with some strong allies. So I would say that she's in a C tier.
I would put her honestly in the same position we have Rachel, the lowest of the C's.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Can I just advocate for why I would put her in D tier?
By all means.
Yeah.
I have never seen a person's HOH, right, be fully controlled by both sides of the house like that. I do not see a world where Lauren can win this game. I don't see it.
I agree.
I don't think she has the game instincts. I don't think she has the decision-making capability. I don't think she has the killer instinct to win this game. And these are all things that are required to win this game.
But I think she's making jury.
I think she'll probably make it to the jury, but honestly, she reminds me a lot of Annalise, and I don't mean that as a compliment.
I think she's making jury, which is why I'm putting her in C tier, because I think she has.
And I think if you extrapolate her HOH week from everything else she's done in the house, like her HOH week was an F. Everything else she's done in the game is like a B. So I think overall, if you're averaging her game at this point, I'd say like a very, 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 very like she got a 70.0.
Yeah,
like she is as low on the C. Like you are 69.9999999.
Can you just bump it up 1%, please? Just bump it up.
But we're gonna round you up to a C, girl. You're gonna get your C. Let's get you your diploma. Move on to week 5. There you go, girl. Like
she's graduating with a 2.0 GPA.
Literally. And there you go. Get your diploma, girl. We don't want to deal with you anymore. Move on. Thank you. Next, Vince.
I like his positioning, but I think he is in a worse spot than Zach for sure.
Yeah, it's like an A-B situation. I feel like, yes, he both and Zach are in the best spot, but let's be real, majority, I'm not gonna lie, I think as far as like getting exposed between him and Zach, he's gonna be the first one too. And definitely like after this week, he's definitely gonna get more exposing. After like that's real. The thing is, you're still in the final twos. You already broke Warren Kelly after the vote, so
Kelly doesn't really trust you anymore.
Yeah, Kelly is done for, and then I think he has one with Lauren. Who else he has one with?
And that's why I would put him in B tier, because honestly, I think he's playing a good. I would put him high B tier because I think he's playing a really good game. I would put him in
Right
the
now.
highest of B because I think he's playing a really, really strong game right now.
Mhm.
But because of all of the things we're saying, there's a lot of people now as of this week that don't trust him. Up until this week, I would have put him in A tier. But I think a lot of people don't trust him now. And I think, like you've been saying, Brooke, he is 1 or 2 conversations away from his game completely imploding. But I also think he's 1 or 2 conversations away from completely gaining back trust from a lot of different people.
He's
And I
maneuvering
think
through it.
Position reminds me a lot of Ronnie's position on Big Brother 11 the week before he got found.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And now again, the reason Ronnie got found out was because he won HOH like an idiot and had no reason to be doing that. Again, no shade, Ronnie. I know you are a lovely human being outside that house. You did not play great. But in this lens where Vince is at is really that do or die situation of either you are going to pull these people in, you, Morgan, Mickey, and Zach are going to dominate the back half of this game, or someone is going to clock your tea and your allies are going to throw you out and replace you with Riley.
And the
And
week
it's one of
5
the two.
and the week 5 HOH is going to be that turning point of we're going to see which of those scenarios happen. And I'm excited to see the scenarios that happen. I'm thrilled about it.
Speaking of Riley,
He is-
Riley,
D.
he is unironically playing a decent social game in a house of people that some reason don't get offended by casual racism and casual homophobia. I mean, truly, his mind.
I mean, I'm gonna still put D because I feel like, let's be real, he wasn't really playing the game right until now. I feel like I think he wasn't really playing the game or taking it seriously, right? In my opinion, right until his HOH was taken from him. Let's be real. Or as far as I feel, he hasn't done anything until now. When you want to HOH, when it gets to you thrown, it's like a problem. Now you want to play. Now we're gonna go be like, I'm gonna come for you. I'm gonna do this. So to me, to me, it's a D. I don't feel like he's to me. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's really. Yeah, his social is good because he tricked Mickey and he eventually got Mickey to be on his side, unfortunately. But as far as like gameplay wise, he hasn't really had not been playing the game. He just been sitting, like you said. I didn't really come to play the game. I'm just here for the experience. He's not really here for the game, not much like you say he is. But as soon as you got dethroned, now you want to play. Now you want to be big and bold. So it's kind of like you're a phony to me. Personally,
I would say D
D,
because
D,
he's also in
D.
this position where both right now with live feed stuff that's happening, Will and Ashley, my God, what is
that? Ashley?
How dare you?
Not
Not
Ashley.
Oh my God,
Not
Ashley.
Ashley.
I promise you they have some cocoa butter lotion in that house.
She also
And-
showers way too long to be
And
Ashley.
she probably
or
used the whole
Ashley.
bottle.
It was only a 30-minute shower, okay? You know, I promise you, even a 30-minute shower, she can't be ashy. There's gotta be some shea butter, some
Ashley-
cocoa butter.
I bet she
I
used half of that
promise you.
butter, that shea butter, and it'd be nothing left.
How
She's
dare
done
you,
with it.
Esme?
Ashley is I can't.
No, how dare
Um,
you?
I'm just gonna say personally, I think D tier is a bit low if we're comparing his game to Lauren's. I think he is playing a better game than Lauren. I think
will say he could go home
positionally,
this week, though,
positionally
because-
within the house, he is in a better spot than Lauren is.
Okay.
And I like no one wants to send him home this week, and that's across the board. Plenty of people would be fine if Lauren left the house.
Then I think we could say C.
I will
I think
say-
C is fine. Maybe.
I think
I'm gonna
Esme-
say that a
I'll
little
put
bit
C
A
below
higher or
Lauren.
lower Lauren than Lauren.
Esme, speak.
I'm gonna rebuttal that a little bit, Brooke, because there is a lot of talks of flipping the vote onto Riley if it's Riley and Kelly between Will and Ashley, and they're trying to get Rachel in on. There is talk. Keanu wants to keep Kelly over Riley, so there is a scenario where he goes home this week if they do get the vote. So he is in the worst position because he's on the block. There are votes of people that want him out. There might not be enough right now, but we've seen how this house flips back and forth like that.
True.
It could happen, and I think where he is a solid spot for him, because if he was playing a better game, nobody would have wanted to use this power.
That's fair. I'll give you that. So Catherine, Put her right there, right beside Riley.
Next to him. That's for real.
Mm-hmm.
A
Above
sitting
him.
couch
Above him.
potato.
But next
I'm gonna disagree, actually. I'm gonna disagree. I would actually put Catherine in C tier. Because I actually, and there's a distinct reason why.
She should have been on the block and didn't get on there.
That is one of those reasons, I actually think. Riley has kind of dug himself a hole, but Catherine is in an interesting position. I would even y'all aren't gonna let me put Catherine B tier because I actually think Catherine is playing a very interesting game right now. I don't know whether I would personally put her B or C tier, but I think C tier kind of fits where Catherine is right now because she's got a whole ass man willing to throw his game away for her exclusively. True. That is power in itself in this house.
Catherine's missed.
Yeah, Catherine's missed. On top of that, she is aligned pretty well in this house. I think the only person that the only two people that really, really don't like her all that much, like really, really don't like her, are Ashley and Rachel. No one else really truly dislikes her.
Which is why Nikki did not put her on the block this week, even though it was good for her game.
Exactly. So I think Catherine is in a very peculiar situation where I think she's gonna try to ride the middle for as long as she can. I think her association with Riley is going to continue to drag her down until Riley goes home. I actually think best case scenario for Catherine is if Riley goes home. Yeah, if Riley goes home this week, I think Catherine can actually find herself in a very good position in this house. So I would say Catherine in C tier, honestly.
Yeah, but the problem is she won't be granted, if Riley goes home this week, I think her game has a chance to improve dramatically.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I haven't seen her talk game with anybody. Not one damn time.
Yeah.
The only time
she does have
only with Lauren.
Yes, really nice. That's Lauren.
Hey, I'm talking. I didn't finish talking. I didn't even take a breath. Okay. The only time I have seen Catherine talk game with anybody was when Lauren was HOH last week, and she was talking with Lauren. And I expect her to do that.
I agree.
I haven't seen her thoughts on anything other than when she has called out Ashley this week, and if she may or may not be into Riley, I still don't even know on that front. So at this point. Well, her and Rachel have been. We've had.
I saw.
Yeah.
So did you see the? I think it was somebody in her family, Catherine's family, make us write something about Riley being that it's not her type.
I respect the hustle, but
I mean, thank God for the family.
I am fine with putting her in C tier, but I will acknowledge that I need to hear thoughts from her head.
Yeah,
I would like to hear them as well. Because everything, and I keep going back to it, I think Catherine has what it takes to be a really good Big Brother player. I've said it from preseason. That's why I drafted her. I think that's why I have that little bit of bias that I still just want her to be such a good Big Brother player because she has that killer instinct that Lauren doesn't.
Does she?
I fundamentally believe
last week she did. Last week she had that instinct.
When she voted opposite the house, when she was like, I'm gonna vote out Will, and I don't really care. I see it in her. I
saw this episode when she talked about the votes.
Yeah. I just need her without Riley. Honestly, I just need her without Riley, and I need her to actually get into gear and play the fucking game instead of being bogged down by Riley.
Speaking of bogged down, let's talk about Nikki. I'm just gonna say this personally, right? It's not C anymore for me, Diva. No. I'm sorry. And and I'm gonna say this. I acknowledge and respect the fact that she made a terrible move for her game. But here's the thing, even without that, even if she would have put up anybody but Catherine, I think that was clearly her best choice this week, was putting up Catherine. Her putting up Vince or Jimmy would have both been terrible for her game. I think what Mickey needs to do is remember where she is sitting and not just think about where Morgan is sitting.
Yeah.
And because she hasn't been doing that, and we've seen that now this week, she especially didn't do that when she had the chance to further herself, regardless of anybody else. I cannot rate her higher than D, because to me, she destroyed her game, and therefore D is where she belongs. And also, I don't appreciate the whole "I'm putting you up for faith-based reasons" comment that she made to Jimmy today. And I also don't appreciate the comment of Jimmy's gay asp, which is exactly what she referred to Jimmy doing at the veto meeting today in the HOH room after. And that's also going to be applied to Morgan, because Morgan said the same shit. So I'm not going to say anything about them beyond that, but at this point, they are making me feel a little icky.
As for me, as someone who would make it as the only person in my draft, let me tell you, I'm not happy where she is as far as that. I feel like she definitely put herself at like the near bottom of the house after this decision, because it was kind of crazy to me that she did that. And for me going forward, like say like her, maybe like Morgan does not win, or anybody, like I think on like Zach Vince or a Ryder or a Catherine or a Keanu, she is definitely gonna be one of the next targets up if any of them are in power, for sure. So I think what she needs to do is kind of re-gather her thoughts. I think her problem was she didn't really focus on her priority over her game going forward. She was more focused on what Morgan's game was, and that's really is the main whole issue as to why I think I agree she deserves to be in D. So someone's from my draft, I'm sorry, but she dropped the ball hard this week, and I hope she has to lie through it. You know, any day times, even in this game, when people make bad decisions, sometimes the thing is you have to learn the hard way, and eventually she will find out the hard way in this game for sure. So, but for right now, I agree with Brooke. She has to go to D.
Yeah, and also for the record, in case you all just saw Logan dip, Logan has to go do another recording. So Logan, appreciate you being here, Logan.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mickey and D tier, are we all in agreement?
Yeah, Mickey D's.
The higher than
That
Riley,
member
right?
says yes.
The higher than
Team,
Riley.
yes.
That was
Higher
clever.
Riley, though.
That was cute. That was cute.
The higher than Riley, right?
Yes.
High,
Yeah.
Of course, higher than Riley.
Okay.
This is the one I'm expecting to be a bit of a controversial take in this room. Where do you all have Jimmy?
Well, how controversial though? Because
we'll see where you all have Jimmy, and then we'll find out.
I would put him. I think C right now. I feel like I think it's like a C in between a C and a D, but I think at least like the lower C's. I feel like this. I think I will say. I think he started up the game kind of way too hard. I think I think the whole first week, the whole scene with Keanu. And then next week, I think just those things. But I will say, I will appreciate him though. Trying, even though he was in the middle, he was still trying to be loyal to his side of the house, and so making sure that Morgan, Mickey, my side of the house is still safe, not on the block, but still. But I would say it is some instances like I agree, like he hasn't really been kind of like prior to like I think kind of like really not having those conversations and. It's kind of like him being in the middle, like you said, it has exposed in the way the house is shifting, put him in like an exposing spot in the house as well. So, which is why he's probably on the block right now. So, but I would say like a C. But I would say if he definitely wins the blockbuster, which I am manifesting, I'm not trying to jinx him, but I'm manifesting. I feel that would be kind of like the reassurance and like a fire. I think the comeback very strong in this game. I really kind of like put himself at like a higher level in the house, but. For right now, in this instance, I would say like a maybe like lower C, like higher D ranking.
I would agree. I feel like this week did hurt him, and it shouldn't really have. But he's lower in a lot of regards to me, not to a fault of his own. His game has been tanked, not in a lot of his own ways, but no matter what, his game has tanked, and that tanks him in my rankings, so I would put him in a D.
Brandon.
Now this is weird for me because like again I agree that he his game has been hurt a little bit, but not by his intention, like at all. In my opinion though, this is just me though, because like I do have somewhat bias with Jimmy because we do live in DC together. he knows when he can just dabble in and out. This week it just didn't do that. So, I mean, I can definitely put him in the same like realm as like where Mickey is, and then same thing where Lauren is right now. It's just very like I'm probably gonna be the tiebreaker here, unless Brooke has something else.
Yeah, I would absolutely have Jimmy in B tier right now.
B?
Personally,
Okay.
B. We're like around the Rachel area. And here's why, okay? Jimmy's game is in jeopardy this week, and no one is going to lie about that. Jimmy basically has to win the blockbusters today. No one's denying that. But if he stays, oh dear God, I think he is in a great spot. Because he is now a house target. That's public information at this point. But what we're seeing, though, is if Jimmy stays, he's already said he's not going to put up Mickey, and that he's going after Morgan, Zach, and Vince. And if he does that, this game is about to get blown wide open. And I think it's really going to be refreshing to see where Jimmy goes, which is why I want Jimmy to win this blockbuster.
Yeah, I really want.
No, me too. Me too.
Yeah,
because I also know Rachel has said the same shit. Rachel is putting up the same people. So coming into this next week, I know Jimmy is in a rough spot right now, currently, and I get it and I see it. But Jimmy can win competitions. He's done it before. He's done it twice. And on top of that, he has people that are still loyal to him. They're not going to go against the house for him, right? I'm talking about Ava and Will and Ashley here. But if he's in the game next week, they're still going to want to work with him. And I don't think he's going to be shooting himself in the foot with everybody on the other side of the house. I think Kelly might appreciate the fact that Jimmy didn't put her on the block. I think there's going to be a world where Keanu, in the effort to cause as much mess and chaos as possible, will want to work with this new Jimmy who is against people that aren't Keanu. And I really think we might see this new dynamic where Jimmy's in a really good position. He just has to win on Thursday. There's no other way around.
Has to win, and then also actually engage in those conversations,
and has to have the HOH go in his favor.
Yeah,
I mean, if HOH doesn't go in his favor, though, I don't think he's dead in the water either.
No, not really. Yeah.
All right, so I'll break the tie. I'll put him in C tier.
Yeah, I agree. I think Lisa would be good
above Catherine and Lauren because at this point, because again, circumstances beyond his control. But if leading up into next week, he is in that like average position where he can just like he's like if we're gonna go by numbers, he's probably at like a 73 right now. So
Morgan,
I'm gonna say lower C, higher D. I think for me, Morgan's issue is gonna be in this game going forward if she continues to prioritize mostly Zach a lot and not really. It's like I think that's like the main issue. Like I think she is just so obsessed with Zach that is really it's gonna hurt her relationships in this house. And we see how pretty much when it came to Zach and Vince, but mostly Zach, the whole thing with Mickey, you know what I mean? I think just that influence, but I think now that is now Jim's on the block, and now exposes her now with Mickey and Zach and Vince be like, you know what? I definitely like target like if that side of the house wins going forward. But I will say she might I think the reason why she could be still in a good position going forward is unless Zach and Vince are empowered. That's really I think that's the only benefit for her game. But as far as that, I think her problem going forward is she talks a lot and she gets kind of like I think she just talks so much also. I don't know, it's the way she has those conversations sometimes is kind of like exposing her true cards out on the table for me personally. But I don't know. It's very like 50-50 because I don't know. We haven't really seen her like been like put in a situation where her game is like in jeopardy or kind of like in a, you know what I mean, in a sense to that. But
I don't agree. Personally, I think she's in a lot better of a position than that myself. Like I said, I know I just mentioned that Jimmy is putting her on the block if he wins HOH next week. And you know what? Maybe he will. But also, let's not tell a lie. In order for Jimmy to do that, not only does he have to win the blockbuster, he has to win the HOH. Now, again, stranger things have happened. But when we look at the circumstances we find ourselves in right now, Morgan is in a really good spot with a lot of people wanting to work with her. And in reality, the only people she's really alienated this week are Jimmy and Rachel. And there's a good shot that one of those people is leaving the house this week.
True.
And also, you got to think about it too. She's obsessed with Zach, but we've also seen in the past with a lot of people where they'll be in these like really tight showmances, be really obsessed with people, and cut them at the 11th hour. I could see a world where Morgan, again, we're looking really far down the line here, but let's say we're in a situation of Morgan, Mickey, Zach at the final 3, and Morgan wins the final HOH and she cuts Zach. I could see that happening.
But that's like way far on the line.
Way far in advance.
Let's just talk this week on how
this week she's in a really good spot, and I think this actually helped her game and didn't hurt it. So
Okay.
I would put her above Rachel personally.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking. Above,
I would say
B tier above Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how I see it. Because, like, again, it's like what you're saying, but that hypothetical is like a long way from now. This moment in time, like Morgan is still in Zach's corner in a way. So, in that situation where, like, because Zach is playing both sides of the house, and Morgan's kind of leaning toward that because of that. So yeah, I'm in agreement that it's above Rachel, like above Rachel, and below Ashley. Are we in agreement with that too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kelly.
I think F really? Yeah. Well, you know, I think
let KaMorian speak.
Let me still like, yes, I agree with it, but it's just unfortunate because that's for majority of her. So I think for her just being the volunteer nominee every single week into this kind of like put her at a bad position in the house, and then on that she's against the other side of the house. Fortunately, I mean, it was clear as in that HOH that no one see her as beneficial for her game. Now, I know you did say they kind of try to flip the vote to kind of say her, but my thing is if she was still being in the house, she's still gonna pretty much go the same way. I don't feel like she's like, I think if she really want to try it, I think going forward, no one really wants to prioritize her game for her. So she's pretty much a walking duck, sitting duck right now. So pretty much, so at this point, until she gets out the door, she's pretty much a nominee.
Right, but you know, she could have a 4th week in a row where she pulls herself off the
true
block.
And it's true that the only thing I'm saying, her only rate is the winning the comps. That's pretty much it. But pretty much she is sitting duck. She's pretty much the pawn.
I don't see a world where Jimmy gets the votes to stay over Riley. I see a world where Jimmy gets the votes to stay over Kelly. Like, legitimately, that could happen. And I look at the board, right? My game I play when I determine somebody's positioning is, okay, is there a person left in this house that you could beat in a final 2? That is my first rule, right? In my opinion, no, there's not. I think the only person maybe that Kelly could beat in the final 2 is Lauren. And that's a maybe for me. And then I look again and I'm like, okay, well, who would put you on the block if they want HOH? Almost everybody in the house. Because Kelly's been on the block every week by her own fault. This is her fault. Kelly has been the target twice, right? I look at the field. What is she going to do from a game perspective that can keep her alive? The only thing I can say of win the blockbuster this week and try to win the HOH. And guess what? We are 0 for 4 on winning HOHs with Kelly.
Again.
So, again, what can she do successfully? Get herself put on the block.
Yeah. And win her way off the block.
As pretty much her gameplay pretty much the rest of the season. It's pretty much that.
Yeah,
but again, look at her competition in the blockbuster she's won, right? The competition in the first blockbuster, granted she had Zay, but it wasn't, Zay didn't win any competitions. He wasn't particularly good at them from what we saw, right? And then this last one, granted, she was against Adrian, right? But had Will understood the rules of the comp, Kelly would have lost. So, and then the veto, it was the easiest puzzle I think I've ever seen on Big Brother outside of maybe the Caitlyn puzzle.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
easier
like she's been having these like big overall dominating victories.
Well, remember when Kelly won that, like she actually had like a thing to stand with. Caitlyn did not have something to stand.
That's what I'm saying. Hers was easier than Caitlyn's.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in kind of agreement with Brook with the fact that because of the fact that she volunteered to be on the block,
like that's really her downfall.
Yeah,
it's gonna be her downfall. Now, if she's managed to save herself next week, she needs to actually fight, like, to not be on the block, period. If she wants to stay in the
Literally.
and if she still keeps volunteering to be the pawn, that's going to be her downfall the next week.
And the thing is, even if she belongs, I feel like to pretty much to everyone, like it doesn't matter anybody's price. Like, you know what? I think on time, I think she's ever secure like safely is like if Kiana's in power, because things the only person is really mostly close in that house, but it's really only Kiana left, and those two, and her and Kiana are like the outsiders to everybody else, like the main targets in the house. So it's pretty much she really has nobody left. She pretty much like, you know what? If I'm HOH, if things go wrong, you know what? Kelly is a target. No, not it will hurt my game. So
because nobody's gonna get mad for putting Kelly on the block. That's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
If Kelly has put herself in a position where she can get put up anytime and nobody's gonna bat an eye at it. Kelly has made herself the Britney of the season, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and it's just like for everyone going forward. When you're in the house, don't volunteer to go on the block. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You're hurting your own game.
That brings us to our final participant in this list, which can we make a tier just for Keanu?
K for Keanu.
Can we add a tier at the bottom that is literally just WTF with a question mark, and then like put it in between B and C? Because like I literally don't know where to put this man.
I would say actually I'm gonna give him a little bit like a high D or lower C. I would say, let's be real, he missed the hell out of Mickey. I gotta give him his text. He went in there, he said what he said, and guess what? It led to Mickey direction picking Jimmy. So I would say that, but I'm not saying he's Lauren. Yeah, I think above Lauren, but thing is, he's still like I think we all know I think he knows himself. Like he's still like the main big target in the house. Like people want to still come for him. And eat the shot. But the thing is, when it comes to getting Kiana out, they gotta play smart and backdoor him. That's when they get Kiana out. And then maybe we'll see by the blockbuster if he somehow actually loses that perfect time. But as far as that, him putting him on the block right as like for nominations, like don't do it. Cause it's pretty much the same way him. He's pretty much relying on these comps to win. Because every second chance that he does not win a comp, they're coming for him. So that's pretty much his game at this point too. But I will say him winning those vetoes, and I think for me, I'm acting like I don't want him to win. I think Kiana winning at HOH will shake the house up because guess what? Y'all been gunning for him since like week 2, and guess what? Now he's in power. I want to see how the dynamic is in the house. But for me, I would say like a low C high D. I will say I will give him like a good setup for me was him Mr. Minnie and to pick a Jimmy. So I think that's a good thing on his part.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, because with Keanu specifically, because of the fact that he's been playing the veto comp to save himself at that point, like it does give him that up in a way for him to know that, like, yes, he's a target, but him winning these competitions shows that he's not a force to be reckoned with. Because of the fact that, like, yes, like we know that he's going to be a comp beast with how physically built he is. We know.
We know.
The thing is with that as well is like that's actually using that to an advantage to the point where not only he knows that everyone's targeting him, with these comp wins, like he's in a kind of steady position, and in a way, like I do agree with Brook with the fact that he's between B and C for me as well. However, like when it comes to him being like that main target, that kind of lowers him a little bit. To me, so
see, going into this week, I would have put Keanu in D tier, but coming out of this week, I don't really see a world where he's a target going into next week for almost anybody. I think the person who benefits the most from Mickey putting up Jimmy is actually Keanu, because now Jimmy, Keanu, I don't care about you. Move out of the way. I got other people to kill. And that's just the way it is. Morgan, if Jimmy stays, I get him out of here. I think the only way Keanu was on the block next week is if Jimmy loses the blockbuster and like Morgan wins HOH, maybe is like the only way I really see Keanu hitting the block. Maybe like Lauren if she.
But if he gets on the block again. if he gets on the block again, they need to make him a backdoor because they're giving him way
Yeah.
too many chances.
You're
But
giving him
also,
chances every week. If you're talking about worrying about him winning the blockbuster, that's why you backdoor him so that way he can't win the veto
yeah.
or the blockbuster.
But also, I'm gonna get Margaret L because thing is, I believe actually Margaret told Kiana, if I am HOH, I'm telling my plan. I think she said my option is to plan on backdooring you. She actually said to his face, "You're gonna be like, I'm planning to backdoor you. If I was HOH, I will back you be my backdoor nominee." So it's kind of like I don't really want Margaret to be HOH because the thing is, you already told Keanu he was gonna backdoor him, which is kind of like silly on your part. No shade.
Yeah.
So we are also now live as of right now. This happened literally 50-something seconds ago. Ashley and Mickey currently talking in the HOH room. Ashley, I'm indifferent about the situation. Mickey, what do you mean? Ashley, even when you asked me, I wouldn't put him up about the whole Jimmy thing. Mickey, you would definitely be his third nom. Ashley, not now. Mickey said, okay. Ashley said, not now. Mickey said, I don't believe that. Ashley said, I do. Mickey said, you will be his third nom regardless. Ashley, I don't think so. And apparently, Ashley has been telling people she wants Mickey out of the house. So,
I mean,
fireworks could be ensuing next week regardless.
I don't blame her. Took a thing is Will thing with her at Will and things like it's gonna remember, the peach cobbler alliance. She's like, you know what? Your thing is there's like you weren't really prior towards us. Also, when Ashley was trying to have those conversations in the high room, she got dismissed every single time for to go talk to Mickey up in the HH room. So it's kind of like you're like at this point, why we kind of set our game for you, like how we're like being allies going forward if you're not going to prioritize us going forward. So yeah, now just hearing for that is like it's like what it's like we don't need Mickey anymore. She's now a target. We don't need her as an ally. So I mean, it makes sense why Ashley is now throwing Mickey's name around, and I don't blame her either. So
yeah.
All right.
So based on this tier list, it looks like we are predicting a Zach win with an Ava runner-up, and
which honestly is a wild scenario. Like I would love this.
A jury of Vince.
Overall, how do we feel about this overall? Like, is this good?
As far as this week, yes.
I really do think that coming out of this week, this is about as accurate as we can get. I am curious though. Like I said, I think this is Zach's game to lose, but I would like to know who everyone's winner predictions are coming out of week 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna say. I think I still believe Ava could win this game. I think she's still, like I said, I think apart from her is like still in the best positions to either both sides, not really like someone to be like a target to really be put on the block. You know what I mean? I think for me, out of everyone that's left in that house, I think Ava is at least one of the few people for sure. Lisa secured her way to jury. She's definitely making jury without a doubt. So she has survived pure jury for real. So definitely maybe we get to jury. We'll see how she I feel like maybe we get to that jury stage. I feel like she actually start playing more. And the good thing is when you get to jury, you want to try to get those votes, also get more stuff in your stats. So when you get to the end, you have a nice resume at least. So when you at least get to those top 2 chairs, it's like, I've done this, I've done that, and this is why I should win. So I think her game plan going forward. So I think for me, I think Ava's gonna win as far as like her spot in the house.
What about you, Brandon?
This is tough because again, with how chaotic and messy this was this week, and not in a good way. Like we know this house is messy, but this was a definition of mess of literally, and I'll pull it up because it's literally been the theme.
What the fuck? Yeah. The Ashley Mickey drama is continuing, by the way.
Wow.
Ashley, he never saw this coming. Mickey, I'm sure Ashley. Ashley said, I'm sure things have changed is what I'm saying because he didn't see it coming. Mickey, got it. Ashley, that's all I'm saying. I don't know why you have an attitude. Mickey, I don't have an attitude. It just sounds like you were defending that person. That person?
What the fuck is wrong with Mickey?
But it's something that HOH was something. It's some kind of virus in that room.
Also, Mickey saying that liking Pokemon is a red flag and anime is a red flag.
No, here's my thing that pisses me off is
One
why
marriage.
you so
Brandon's
mad
Brandon's
about.
about to lose his shit.
No, here's my
Brandon's like,
thing.
May I remind you what's in my background right now?
That's why I brought it up.
I see a Bulbasaur. I see a.
Once we're not in this cropped section, you
Yeah.
can see literally my
My
chandelier.
Also said that liking D&D is a red flag, so she doesn't like nerdy
No,
hobbies.
it's to me
So
it's
it
ridiculous.
doesn't like Keanu as well. So
That to me what the thing it's ridiculous for me for her to like say like, oh, so you defended Jimmy, but thing is, of course she's defending Jimmy. You're all on the right side. You're all on the same part of the same like you're on that side of the house. And the thing is, the reason why you really put Jimmy up is because you really didn't trust him like that. And it's kind of like crazy to me. Is like, and the thing is, Ashley has the right to feel the way she is. Like, thing is, how can I trust you going for it? The thing is, before that, I think they were thinking, like, oh, let's put up Ashley. I think we could put Ashley on the block next week if we're in power and we're in your power. Let's put Ashley on the block. Thing is, so of course, I'm thinking about it. I think I don't blame Ashley for the way she's like, why are you being so angry? Thing is, like, we thought, like, were you?
Yo, I hate to interrupt again. Sorry. Apparently, they blew up. Ashley left the HOH. She is now talking to Will. Girl, you are an event planner. Sit down. Will, stop. Ashley, she thinks she can control every situation. I already know Jimmy isn't coming for me because it would make no sense for him to come for me now. If you think I'm going to believe what you say so I can be on your side, you got me fucked up. Girl, now I'm going to try to save his ass. Will saying,
Exactly.
Oh gosh.
I mean, the thing is, and it's all on Mickey. But the thing is,
Oh,
let's
this
be
is
real.
so
Who fault
great.
is that? I mean, shit. I don't blame Ashley. But the thing is, the main reason why, especially now that Ashley's pissed off, so the thing is, I think you know what, well, pretty much what to it is, especially when Mickey kept dismissing her every time she went to go. In that intro, she said, "Ashley, can you just please leave? Or we don't need you right now. I'll call you." The thing is like, oh. So and now seeing Jim on the bike, it's like thing is you're not prioritizing me. I don't blame Ashley for the way she feels. It's like at this point you don't feel me being ally with you is not good for you. So pretty much your cards were shown. I can't touch it anymore. So of course so now we know that Ashley, Mickey, and Will they're not a thing no more. And now Ashley is so it's Catherine
Okay.
or her making her it's like it's crazy.
Okay, so
Mickey has literally tanked her game by doing
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
So in this point in mind, of this tier list, to me, even before this blow up even happened, I would have said Zach and Ashley.
I'm here
So-
for it. I really think Ashley's stocks are only improving as we go on week by week. I want Ashley to win HOH badly next week. I need it for my personal vindication. Like a friendly reminder, Ashley was my draft pick. I had option of this entire cast, and I picked Ashley. And I stand by that pick, even if Ashley has had an up and down history in this house. She has finagled her way through the first 4 weeks, and now I think she is in a spot where she's going to start torching people. So Ashley, light the torch, light the pitchfork, win that HOH on Thursday, and send some people to their house. Do it, girl. You got this. Well, folks,
Wow.
final thoughts before we head out of here for the evening.
Thursday's outcome after Thursday's live eviction. The house is gonna be shaken up. Things are gonna go down. Drama, chaos. At this say it's gonna be.
I'm gonna call it now because I think now is a fun time to call it.
Mhm.
Not this coming up Thursday, but I think the Thursday after is gonna be a double. They need to do a double at some point this season to catch up with having 17 people. We haven't had a pre-jury double in a while, and quite frankly, if they want to go week 5 straight into jury, it's the perfect time to do it.
I can definitely see that because, like, at this point in time with this mess we had, I want to see more chaos ensue.
Do we
Just
know
so-
if it's a jury of 9 or 7?
I think
don't.
it's 9.
We don't
I
know
think it might be 9 depending because of the days that's shorter this year. So
Well, we do know
I'm
that
hoping.
last season was originally intended to be a jury of 9, and then they changed it to a jury of 7 because the AI arena was doing so much drama and they wanted to keep it going for longer. So we'll see how that turns out this season. But I will say, if you want to hear us talk more about Big Brother the rest of this season, we have Waffle Wednesdays on Wednesday with Jack. We have Thursday live evictions with Logan. We have Saturday live feed Unlocked with Lana. You got 4 days worth of Big Brother coverage here from us here at the Cup TV. So If you want to know what's going on at all times, we'll be here talking about it 4 days a week. You have no excuse to miss out on info and everything else going on. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you're here and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that big red button. It's the same color as our names, coincidentally, here on the Cup TV. We are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers across all of our channels this year, and we would love to have you join us on that journey. So thank you so much. If you would like to follow us, all of our socials are down here below on the ticker that's been going across the screen for most of the episode. And of course, you can always buy your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug, at laundrycreations.etsy.com. The link is in the ticker. The link is in the description. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. So from way outside the Big Brother house, we have been the Cup TV. Love only yourself. No one else. Just you. Terrible morning, everybody. Cheers.
What the fuck?